we have official confirmation that the Gorosei can actually fight. I mean, look at them. Some of them you can actually see the little cloud sash around them. So this is pretty much confirmation that these guys are Zoans. Mythical Zoans, more than likely. More than likely. I mean, one looks like a bird, has wings. The other one, they just all have that cloud sash that Luffy has and Lucci had when they went into their awakenings. They are awakened Zoans. Definitely confirmed. Which is confirmation that the Gorosei are indeed quite sexy. So with this in mind, I am thinking that these guys are more likely, they probably also have God Devil Fruits. I am guessing because you know how the other guy is named Saint J. Garcia Saturn? I'm pretty sure, this is just a random guess, just spitballing here. But I'm pretty sure he's gonna be like the Saturn god, and then there's gonna be like a Mars god, probably gonna be the guy with the horns here. And then there's gonna be like more guys after that. I think that this is the case, and I like where this is going. So we actually get to see them do something. But anyways, hi, I'm Vagabond Kana. This is One Piece chapter 1085, The Death of Nefeltari Cobra. Going all the way to the beginning of the chapter, when Cobra finally sees Imu does a lot of talking in this chapter, a lot of talking. Cobra's like, no one should be sitting on that seat. And then Imu's like, there are two things that Mu wants to discuss with you. So he refers to himself in the third person, and also he says Mu? That's quite interesting. Okay. But anyways, but he goes, there are two things that Mu wants to discuss with you. And there's one thing Mu wants to ask you, Cobra. How would you like to die? I'm joking, he doesn't say that. But no, he says, Cobra after that, he says, I recognize the name Imu. And I'm certain it's not a mere coincidence. Within the first 20 kings there was, and he's like, don't pry, that is unanswerable. So, okay, this confirms that Imu was, he got me saying it now. This confirms that Imu is one of the 20 kings. And then he goes on this whole rant about how Nefeltari Lily had made a mistake a long time ago and basically let all the poneglyphs spread all across the world, and he seems really pissed off here. But then Imu goes, the release of the poneglyphs, was that truly a mistake? Or was it all planned out? And you gotta think about it, Imu has been thinking about this for the past 800 years. He's just sitting here like, did she really do that on purpose? Did she really do that on purpose? I really wonder. That girl lied so many times to me, like, ooh, I'm glad she's dead. I don't know what's going through this man's mind. I really do wonder, like, what the actual relationship between those two were. I'm not saying it's like a love triangle. I know that's the place where everybody goes. I personally don't want it to go that route because I think the whole love thing is not love triangle, but the whole romance thing is kind of overplayed. I think it is. It's such a go-to thing to go to. I don't really like it, but people like it. So I mean, it would be. I just don't want that. However, this is also confirmation that, you know, what I said last chapter where I thought that the possibility of Imu being Lily, that is so debunked right now. And matter of fact, that was kind of debunked when I found out that it wasn't the letter D that was being passed on from generation to generation. It was actually literally a letter, because I had to wait for the Viz translation to come out to actually really confirm that properly for me. I kind of messed up there, and that was a mistake on my part. So when I learned that, I was like, oh, okay, now Imu can't be Lily then, you know, when I read that. But theory debunked. But then again, I didn't really put much stock in that theory anyway, so I kind of don't care. I really don't. I'm actually okay with Imu being like another person, and I'm starting to think that Imu is more than likely a man, possibly, which is, I'm okay with that, it's fine. With that said, Cobra pretty much learns that he's not leaving this place alive, and Imu is like, okay, now tell me first, what did the letter say that Lily sent you? This is the answer that I need to see if she really screwed me over or not. Yeah, and he was like, well, the letter said that her name was Nefeltari D. Lily. At that point, they just straight up shot him. Not with their guns, but an arrow was fired at him. And this arrow comes from the side, right? So it didn't come from the front where Emu was at. It didn't come from in front of Cobra. It came from the side of Cobra. So it was more than likely just one of the girls say that did that. Maybe. That's just a guess. Then as soon as that happens, Sabo comes out of nowhere. He's like, ha ha, and he just freaking jumps in the way. He does fire fist and tries to burn all the celestial dragons. It does not work. And then he sends a fire shot at Emu. It's called Brooks Gambit. And the Emu's like, where did you come from? And then all of a sudden, the Gorosei transforms into this monster and blocks the shot. He literally eats the fire, right? And Sabo's just surrounded by all these like Zoan, mythical Zoan, probably, well, I don't know if they're mythical, but awakened Zoans. They look pretty cool in the silhouettes. And I know a lot of people might be a little irritated by, oh, more silhouettes, oh my God. But I'm actually okay with these guys having silhouettes because I like the scary vibe. Like this one panel here where it's just Sabo surrounded by all these shadowy creatures. And then it's perfect. So these 5 shadow creatures, I do not think the one on the stairs is Emu. I think that's another Gorosei because you can see 4 of the Gorosei, 4 of the creatures down on the ground, and then 1 big creature on the stairs. I do not think that creature on the stairs is Emu. I think that is just the 5th Gorosei. So that's pretty cool. This panel is so good. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm guessing the dude on the not so far right, in the middle right, I'm guessing that guy is the Gorosei, the Gandhi boy. I'm guessing the one on the left is probably maybe Saturn. I'm not sure. I can't say. But think about this, guys. Saturn is headed right over to Egghead Island right now with Kizaru. Chances are he might be scrapping. It's a possible chance. If Luffy pushes it far enough, Saturn might say, hold up, let me get out of my chair real quick. Well, okay, Sun God. All right, Joy Boy. I'm gonna show you what's up right now, because you're not as strong as how Joy Boy used to be. And then he goes, let me show you the true power of a god. And he just goes ham. He just goes crazy in Egghead. That would be dope, because I'm saying, like, Kizaru and this dude is headed over to Egghead. Also, Blackbeard will be there. So chances are things are gonna be kind of wild. Kind of wild, just saying. But anyways, long story short, Sabo rescues Cobra for like a split second, literally a split second, because another arrow pierces through Sabo and Cobra at the same time. And then Sabo's like, hey, Sabo, tell Luffy and Vivi that we are D. And I'm just sitting here like, oh man, Luffy is gonna be like, oh, neat. You got any meat? You know what I'm saying? Like, Luffy's not, he don't care. Like, all right, sure, yeah, you can tell Luffy. You'd be better off telling Robin. I think that would be better. Just tell Robin, she got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, she got it after that. It's funny, it's real funny because it's like a joke. Sabo has like this flashback where he's talking with Ace and Luffy when they're kids. And he's like, hey, you both have D in your names. And it's like, shoot, we can put D in your name too, Sabo. You can be Sa-Bi-Bo. I'm like, Sa-Bi-Bo. That's Oda basically making fun of the fandom right there. But yeah, essentially, Cobra, he dies. He dies. Sabo gets away. And then, you know, that's the end of that scene right there. But also, Walpole sees everything that happens in a hole in the wall. I don't think they really noticed him. They kind of noticed somebody watching through the hole, but I don't think they realized that that is Walpole. But maybe they could figure it out through process of elimination of who was and was not at the meeting. But then again, how do you not know it was a CP0 agent or a random celestial dragon? Like, how do you not know? You know what I'm saying? But chances are they can use process of elimination to tell that, okay, it's just Walpole. Walpole ran through, took Vivi, and they're gone. So that's probably what happened. But anyways, we cut on to Vivi, and she's like, what are you guys gonna do to me or do with me? And she's tied up on a chair, and then she's like, well, she's tied up by CP0, and she's basically sitting there being her classic good self, but also kind of a strong character in a way. She's worried about Shirahoshi, and she wants to protect Shirahoshi. That's all her real concern is about. It's like, I like Vivi's character. See, this is why people like Vivi. I understand why people like Vivi. People who are going Vivi for Straw Hat, I have nothing against you. I think you're gonna be wrong, but I have nothing against you whatsoever. But with that being said, a very interesting conversation took place between the CP0. They were talking about how after Sai and Leo attacked a celestial dragon, they were like, yeah, we're underlings of Straw Hats. Luffy gonna be so proud. He's going, oh, y'all beat up Charlos? Oh man, I did too back in the day. Man, here's 100 million berries, man. Good job, guys. Hey, if you do it again, I'm gonna double it next time. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm just playing. But nah, so they just proudly was just sitting there just talking trash. Like, yeah, screw Charlos. And then they start talking about Fujitora, who the slaves that were freed by the Revolutionary Army. Fujitora let them escape on purpose. And that pissed Green Bull off, and they got into a fight. So I'm sitting there, hold on, they got into a fight? Now, I just want to make sure I got this translation right, because sometimes when they say got into a fight, usually it's like argument. Sometimes they mean like, oh, they got into an argument or something, but no. By the looks of this picture, it was like a genuine, like, I'm gonna knock this dude out, right? I'm gonna put this dude on the ground. It seems like they got into that kind of fight. So it kind of makes sense why Fujitora has bandages and all that stuff, because it's like he was fighting another fellow admiral. So I'm just like, okay. So you got all these people talking trash about the admiral, saying, oh, Sabo and a few good men beat up or fought against the admirals and escaped, but like Sabro never even encountered these jokers. They never encountered them, and the bandages they got were from fighting each other. It was admiral versus admiral. That's what I'm saying, guys. You need details, man. You can't just sit here and just be saying stuff. You really can't. You really can't, guys. So this whole admiral agenda where y'all try to down the admirals, just drop it. Just drop it. Y'all look stupid at this point. You really do. Just shut up. Go on somewhere. Just go on somewhere. But to cap things all off, Walpole comes barging through the wall and is like, "You'll never take me alive!" and he takes Vivi with him, and she's just hanging out in his mouth. I don't know how her rope got cut or anything, but that doesn't matter. Who cares? And basically, that's how the chapter ends off. They're escaping, and that's how she ends up with Walpole. I don't know where the heck Big News Morgans is. I guess we'll see Big News Morgan soon, because we definitely didn't see him in this chapter, unless if I fail at reading somehow. But essentially, that is what happens. And so I'd say that this was a very informative chapter. This showed a lot of what happened in the Reverie. I do want to see what happens next. Please, Oda, continue this. Please don't cut off to show us something else. Please, for the love of God, don't do it. Just finish what you're showing us. Please, just freaking finish it, okay? But all in all, I did enjoy this. I want to see where this is going. And without further ado, though, let's get into the Reddit comments and eventually the Carrot Opium session. And of course, as you all know, I have to start off on our pirate folk. Why didn't Emu use observation hotkey to notice Sabo? Are they stupid? Oh, that's a good question. That is a good question. Are they gonna end up looking like? Oh my God, is that Casper? That's not Casper, is it? No, I think that's somebody else. What the freaking heck, dude? That is so goofy. Like, girls say true form, dude. I would be so utterly sad if that's what they freaking go with. I'm gonna be like, so, like, oh, just stop it. I know you can't help but to do stupid stuff, but just chill for like 5 seconds. God dang it. Once again, only admirals can give L's to admirals. That's exactly what happened. That is, no, for real though. That is true. That is, for the most part, true. I mean, if we're talking a 1v1, that's usually the case. But in this case, they literally fought each other. And that's where the bandages came from. So it's like, hey, yo, drop this Admiral slander thing about Sabo and them. Because this Joker, as far as what we know, Sabo didn't even fight these dudes, at least yet. And I don't think he is going to. Karasu did some stuff and Morley did some stuff, but that's it, man. And I don't really think they did that. And then they were nerfed because they didn't want to hurt other citizens. And then they fought each other. Just drop it. The argument's terrible. Even if it's just for agenda joking purposes, even that is not even good enough. Y'all need to drop this. It's terrible. The admirals are clear. Leaked page of the final war. See, y'all got jokes. Y'all got jokes. Look. Things will be shown. Things will be shown eventually. You know what though? I will say this. I do want Emu to stay as a silhouette for now. Of course, in the final battle, show how Emu actually looks. But for right now, I like the silhouette for Emu because he has an ominous, scary, really powerful vibe to him, and I freaking love it. If they showed Emu's face and how Emu looks in like the next 2 chapters or even the next 10 chapters, I'd be kind of sad. I'd be like, oh man, I like the mystery around his silhouette. I actually enjoy that. Like, you can show the Gorosei, I don't care. You can show the Gorosei, you know, one by one eventually, I don't mind that. But Emu, keep Emu a silhouette for now. Luffy's reaction after getting Cobra's message from Sabo about the D. Damn, I kinda don't care. Yeah, nah, that's exactly what's gonna happen. Yeah, Luffy's not gonna care. Luffy don't even know what it means. He doesn't even know the importance of it. So it's like, we don't even know what it means. So like, I remember when I first saw this in the chapter, I was like, okay, Vivi's a D. Oh my God, that's crazy. Oh my God. But I thought about it. I was like, wait, I don't even know what that means. What am I excited for? I don't even know what it means. We already know the Gorosei design about to be goofy. Yeah, I hope not, bro. I mean, okay, there's gonna be at least one goofy design. There's gonna be one goofy design, guaranteed. More than likely, I'm guessing. Because Oda, he just can't help himself. He just can't do it. All right, and thus begins the Carrot Opium session. So, man, it's been a minute since I've done this. It's been a good minute, and one of the reasons why I haven't done this in a while is because there's not a lot to talk about. And a lot of the Carrot Opium sessions I did were kind of negative. It was focusing on a lot of what haters were saying, and I don't know, it just rubbed me the wrong way. But on top of that, the haters, they don't really say anything new. They just say the same thing over and over again. So it's like I'm a broken record. I'm just saying the same thing over and over again. There's like, Carrot's gonna join. Oh. You know, it's like, and then responding to the same hate comments. It's pointless. But in this case, I want to focus more on the positive stuff, right? I want to focus more on the positive stuff, at least for this Carrot Opium session. I know people want me to talk trash every now and then, but I'll do that in the future. But right now, I want to say something good because, you know, I'm pretty sure a lot of Carrot fans are getting impatient. And this one guy on Twitter, he says there's no reason to give up on the Carrot agenda right now. I don't get why people are jumping ship. You are right. The story backs it up. Oda backs it up, and she's still the only candidate that fits all requirements. It's only a matter of when. And that's what I'm kind of saying. And this is why, you know, I set kind of like a time for it, just for the fun of it. Sometimes, you know, I'll be wrong, and it is what it is. Like I said, 1088. I'm going to use these last few Carrot Opium sessions to hype up 1088 because, you know, after 1088, I'll probably do one more Carrot Opium session, and then after that, I gotta hang it up because either I'm gonna be right about Carrot at least showing up. It doesn't even have to be an egghead. It can be like Oda just cuts away and just continues her story or something, and she has some sort of important role of meeting up with the Straw Hats. And like 1088, she can just show up. It doesn't matter. Just god dang it, just show Carrot. Right, so I expect her to do something in 1088 to at least show her face. But after 1088, I'm gonna do one more Carrot Opium session, 1089. Maybe it'll be a Carrot victory session of her showing up because, you know, I was right or something like that. But after that, I gotta cut it off. We can't continue to do this because it's not a lot to go off of. But I will say, like, guys, think about it. Like, we just got a Sulong ball made by Chopper. Now, what was that introduced for? Now, if that was introduced for just that one moment, just because Oda really wanted to see Sulong Beppo, then Oda would be very lame for that. I think this will play a part in the future. I think this will mean more of something because, especially for Carrot, that's something that she's had a problem with in the past. She was like, oh, people are like, oh, she can only be powerful during the moonlight. And, you know, they weren't lying. That's when she's at her strongest. So it's like, okay, well, she can be really strong during the moonlight. Well, now, with this power-up, she can be really strong whenever. So how is Oda going to implement this into the story? We gotta see it at some point. But overall, and you know, I know a lot of people, they're thinking like, oh, Carrot doesn't have enough time to join. Isn't the story ending in like 3 years? And it's crazy how people are still saying this because I'm gonna be real with you guys. I never believed that the story was going to end in 3 to 5 years. Like, it should be 3 years now, because he said that like 2, maybe 3 years ago. I never believed that the story would end in 5 years, because there's too much to cover. We have Egghead Island. You got to do stuff there. That's gonna take like maybe at least a year, right? We got to do Elbath, like he's been hyping up for the longest, and we got to get to Laugh Tale at some point in life, right? Okay, and then there's the final war, which I'm sure is gonna be a lot of things going on there. So it's like, do you really think this man is going to do that in 5 years? Heck, do you really think this man, like, we're 3 years in, maybe 2 years left now, right? Do you really think this man is going to finish the story in 2 to 3 years? Like, let's keep it a buck. Unless if it's the worst ending to a manga you've ever seen in your life, I don't think he's going to end it in 2 to 3 years. I really don't. And I know Oda said that, but let's keep it a buck here. I think Oda was, and I'm not trying to talk trash about Oda. I'm not trying to say anything bad about him, but I think Oda was kind of lying. I think he was lying. I really do. I think his goal was to try to convince people to start One Piece. Oh, One Piece is ending soon. It's ending. Go ahead and start it. You don't have to wait much longer for the ending. You can just binge watch it and all that stuff. And then he started saying crazier stuff like, oh, you can skip everything and just jump into Wano. Oda was saying a lot of really strange things during the Wano arc. It was odd, right? And what are the odds, ladies and gentlemen, that he just comes out of nowhere and he's all like, oh, hey guys, I've noticed that more people have been watching One Piece recently. So, you know, with that being said, I'm very happy, but with that being said, you can take your time with the story. It's not ending anytime soon. So he switched up, right? Is that not a switch up? Because I call 2 to 3 years soon. I call that's for me, that's a short time, 2 to 3 years. So, you know, we should drop that whole 3 to 5 years thing. That he was genuinely lying. I'm sorry. He was just lying to get people to read One Piece. And I think it kind of worked. I think it did because there's a certain hype train that people follow and they'll be like, oh, we believe you. I never believed that. Yeah, but a lot of people are getting into One Piece now and understand that Carrot does have time to join the crew. I don't doubt it. And I do think we'll get something with Carrot, because think about it. I've mentioned chapter 888 a lot of times, right? But what about 988, right? 988, she appeared then. She didn't do anything. Heck, she didn't even say anything, I think. But she appeared then, and that's when they did the Sulong thing. I think he's going to follow suit with this one. I'm hoping that he follows suit with this one, 1088, and does something with Carrot once more. Maybe Sulong. Hopefully we see like Carrot in this chapter. So that's what I'm aiming for. But it's like, you know, don't lose hope. You just gotta have some patience. I mean, good grief, if you're gonna jump ship, at least jump ship after the 80 chapters. Like, for the love of God. It's like, God dang. I'm just expecting her story to be completed. That's all. I know I sound like a broken record. I've said this time and time again, but this character is in a very good spot. And I do plan on making a comparison of Straw Hat Candidates video still in the future. I just, you know, wanted to take a break from talking about crewmate stuff because that's all I've been doing. But yeah, man, I'm gonna continue to do more Carrot Opium stuff. It's just not a lot of stuff to talk about, but we'll improvise. I'll see you guys next week for the Carrot Opium session. Hey, if you guys enjoyed this video, please, by all means, like and subscribe, and come and join the Vagabond's journey. I like this chapter. It's a solid chapter. It gave a lot of info, and I want to continue this. Hopefully Oda doesn't cut away randomly at some point, because this is supposed to be a flashback, so please just finish it, Oda. And with all that being said, Vagabond gone.